and we're going to go to the technology report, and then we'll have the visitor comments.
Well, before, Mr. Hatchie, before you leave, do you got anything you want to add as the facilities manager? You've been working day to day with everybody. You're okay with how everything's going?
Yeah. I meet with Jeff twice a day at least, and echo what Joe said.
How about the summer work in the building here? Joe, how's that going?
It's going well. We're speaking of some of the life safety stuff. We're completing some of that in-house, tracking that.
Okay.
Tracking the hours and expense and that stuff as well.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe. I'm sorry I didn't get to bring you up here. Thank you. Tech team report.
All right.
Thank you for waiting, Bridget and Mike.
The technology report starts on 66 of the board packet. So in December, you had approved the increase of FTE for the instructional technology coordinator, Bridget Wilmot. And so with this additional time, she was able to provide professional development to the staff to prepare them for the one-to-one environment for freshmen this coming school year. So tonight she's here to report on that, in addition to providing examples of how Chromebooks have been utilized in the classroom, and then our plan for freshman orientation with the Chromebook. Also, since the approval of the one-to-one initiative in March, we've been busy finalizing logistical aspects of distributing Chromebooks, and then also planning for parent communication regarding training and support opportunities. So we'll report out on that tonight, and then also give an update on our long-term district technology plan and the progress that we've made. So at this point, I will turn it over to Bridget.
And just so the board understands, I know the agenda is a full agenda tonight, but I asked the tech team to come in July so that as we start residency and start rolling out Chromebooks, you'll kind of have an idea of how they're doing everything. So if parents see in the Jewel or on the street, you could have an idea of what's going on and how we're getting started.
All right, so I'm here today to report on some of the exciting professional development that happened last school year. And in the written report, you have a pretty comprehensive listing of the variety of PD that happened. Essentially, though, what I tried to start off doing first and foremost was providing individual support to teachers. So being in their classrooms, doing observations, collaborating with them, or even doing research for them about technology that they might need to use in the classroom. And then we also throughout the year had professional development at institutes and faculty meetings, and there also was a weekly technology workshop series where teachers could come to any workshops that they wanted. So we were really trying to provide teachers with embedded time to get professional development, as well as teacher choice to take whatever workshop suited their needs and the needs of their students. Knowing too that teachers, especially in this digital world, might want to have access to professional development outside of those face-to-face sessions, I also created a digital repository. So teachers have one-stop shopping where they can go and they can access all of the professional development activities that we've done here at RB, as well as research about technology in the classroom, one-to-one, and other types of enrichment links. And then this all kind of culminated in May with a day-long workshop. It was called Creating Your One-to-One Classroom. And the whole purpose was to get next year's freshman teachers, to give them the foundation to go off for the summer with the skills that they would need to start meaningfully integrating technology into their classrooms so they could start using the Chromebooks on day one. So all of that led to some pretty exciting things in the classroom. So the heading one-to-one in the classroom, there's a list of a variety of ways that teachers ended up using technology. I'm just going to talk about a couple, but what was really exciting was that these are different ways that technology was incorporated across departments, and not just with our teachers who were part of the one-to-one pilot, but with teachers who even just went into the labs and wanted to do some experimentation with technology in their classes. So one of the most exciting things that technology allows our teachers to do is to provide individualized and differentiated learning for students. So students are all learning about the same topic, the same subject, but they're doing a variety of activities that meet their skill level or their needs. So one of the most exciting things that I saw this year I was in an AP Stats classroom, and this is just an example. Our AP Stats teachers went to Schoology, which is our learning management system, and they posted a variety of activities for students to do as they reviewed for the AP exam. So the students are reviewing for this strenuous test. They have different needs, different skill sets. And the day that I went into the classroom, students were logged into Schoology, and they were doing about 7 different activities depending on what their needs were. Some students were taking a practice test, some students were looking at review videos that the AP Stats teachers had created to help them review for problems, some were creating reviews to share with other students, and it was really interesting to see because the teacher was able to go around and be a facilitator and work individually with students and answer their unique questions that they might have. So it really allowed for that individualized learning. Something that's been really exciting too, technology has taken us to places where we haven't really dreamed that we could go before. So we've started using little programs called apps and extensions that really just are able to enhance how you use the internet. And so they've been able to enhance the curriculum and the instruction. So some examples, we found apps or extensions where students can highlight and annotate directly using the Chromebooks. No longer do they need the yellow highlighter or the pen and the paper. There also are extensions where with a click of a button, students can hear an entire text, whatever's on the screen, it can be read to them. So that has applications for many of our students. We've even found apps where students can create music right online, many different instruments, and put together the score. And then even we found things for classroom management. One of the greatest things that we found was if a teacher has a website on their Chromebook and they want their students to see the website, they don't want to write the web address, the long URL with all the characters down, with a click of a button, they actually, through this extension, can transmit that website through sound waves to all the students' Chromebooks that are in the classroom. So we're finding all of these different ways to help with everything from just basic classroom management all the way to actual instruction. And then finally, of course, technology is allowing us all the time to break down classroom barriers and classroom walls so that, for example, one of our teachers in an English class, she had her 10th grade students mentor with her AP English students. So her 10th grade students were writing papers while her AP English students were providing guidance to them, and it eventually became the type of program where those AP students were helping those 10th graders with skills for how to be academically successful. So technology is taking away time boundaries, wall boundaries, space boundaries, and this has implications even to go beyond our school, to have collaborations across the world. So we haven't, though, just thought about teachers and getting teachers ready for the one-to-one initiative. We definitely have been thinking about how to prep our students. We want to make sure when the freshmen come in on day one, they feel like they have some foundation to be able to succeed. So our orientation, we really want to provide kids with some basic technology skills that they will need here at RB. We also want to make sure that teachers can start using the Chromebooks on day one with students, if that fits into their curriculum. And then we, through this freshman orientation, really wanted to provide an avenue where all students and all freshman teachers immediately started participating in the one-to-one initiative on the very first day of school. So to get everybody actively participating. So on the first day, our freshmen are going to, if they haven't already, learn how to log into their Chromebooks, and they're also going to learn how to access their email, which will then get them to all of their Google Drive apps, and that's one of the basic things that they will need in their classrooms. The second day, though, they're going to have an even longer orientation, but it's going to be spread across 5 different classes. So each of the academic departments that has core freshman classes, they're going to be teaching a different topic related to technology, and then the students at the end of each of those small orientations are going to take a skills assessment, and our ultimate goal is to take the results of those skills assessments and have our student-run help desk work with students individually on whatever skills they need assistance with technology. So it's been a very exciting year to see teacher progress, teacher excitement, and to start planning out for year one of the official one-to-one initiative. So I'm going to turn it over to Christy to talk about the Chromebook distribution.
Yeah, so we've been working really hard to make sure that the Chromebook distribution goes smoothly, which will be the first round on this Thursday at residency. And so it's the last step in the residency process. And so parents will come to this station and they will both watch a short video explaining important information about the one-to-one initiative and then daily student expectations and responsibilities. In addition to that, students will get a user guide, which is in the board packet, so that if students, and we're encouraging this, want to utilize the Chromebook in that first month, that they'll have the opportunity to do so. So it walks them through connecting to Wi-Fi at home and setting up their printers and all of the shortcut keys. And then they will also be given their usernames and passwords. And this year, we've been able to really streamline that. So students will have one username and one password for all of the technology that we use at RB. Parents, in addition to watching the video, will also receive tips for managing Chromebook usage and screen time at home, because we realize that it's an adjustment for parents when we're sending students home with the Chromebooks, and how to manage that and set up some rules and expectations at home as well and support their student, and then also a save the date for future parent training opportunities. So as the technology team, we're going to be providing some opportunities that are really structured for parents, for ways for them to learn about what's going on with the one-to-one initiative, but then drop-in support as well. So we have something scheduled about each month, and then in December we'll send out a survey to parents to see what their additional needs are in regards to training. In the board packet, we also sent out in April an invitation for Chromebook 101. So Patty Sarkady is running that, and it's an opportunity for incoming freshmen to come in for 3 days towards the end of July, I believe, to become acquainted in a more structured environment with the Chromebook as well. So at this point, Mike is going to quickly update us on some infrastructure updates as well.
This summer was the final phases for our infrastructure updates to make sure that we're prepared for the one-to-one initiative once school starts. Two things that were done or in process are all the classrooms will have access points by the time school starts. We're down to the final 16 classrooms that need to be updated, and we also upgraded our broadband to make sure that we'll be able to handle the additional 400 devices that will be on our network.
So, this is very exciting. And I'm trying to hold back emotions, but this team has worked very hard for 2 years.
Yes.
I'm very proud of all of you, and I hope the board sees that. And Bridget, you interviewed for this technology coaching position, which we started off as like a 0.4, and it's up to now a 0.8. What is it next year?
0.6. Started as a 0.2.
0.2. So we're going to work to get it towards a 0.8, and hopefully eventually a 1.0. And I mean, you see their faces, you see them nodding, you see them smiling, the stuff that you've achieved. And Michael, you've worked very hard with me for the last 4 years we didn't even have Wi-Fi, right? We went and got old Wi-Fi points, and so it's coming to fruition. And so I'm very excited, and I hope the board sees my excitement. And this team has worked very well, and this truly has been a journey, from taking board members to Leiden, to taking teachers to Leiden, Lockport, one of our first visits all the way out to Niles or New Trier, and looking at different machines and sending people to ICE conference. And so this is an exciting time at RB, and I hope the community sees that, and the stuff that Bridget and Kristen and Mike and the teachers now are getting on board, and we got multiple departments doing orientations. It's very exciting, and so I hope the board at this time can ask any questions they want.
I just want to say I'm very impressed with your presentation, and also your enthusiasm and how you're really, I think with your enthusiasm, you're really helping with the staff and going to help with the teachers to really make this a winning program. So I'm very impressed with what I see.
Thank you very much.
I have a few questions. And I'll just give you the questions. You can answer them randomly. So the two for Bridget were, you said you were going to do an assessment on their skills. I was just wondering if you were going to try to do like a pre-assessment so that we can find out how much growth the freshmen needed when they came in, or if they really come in knowing how to use the books? And my second question for you is, are the teachers using their Chromebooks over the summer? And then Mike, just have one question. You mentioned that we upgraded the broadband. Will we need to do that each incremental year? And is there a limit? Like, could we run out where we wouldn't be able to update enough?
We monitor it on a daily basis to see what our usage is. Right now, this last upgrade was actually done because we were actually able to get 2.5 times the amount of broadband we have now for the same exact price. The prices keep on going down. So at this point, we're well ahead of the curve. In the future, I would assume as things go on, that more broadband will be available for us. But we're constantly monitoring to make sure that we always have enough.
And we also will currently exceed what all the other one-to-one schools have recommended having.
So as far as your first question about the assessment, so as far as I know, we don't have an assessment that will get students on day 1, minute 1. But the skills assessment will be day 2, and the idea is just to see what they feel like they know and they don't know. And I think that might give us some good baseline data because the orientations are brief, and I'm sure there's still going to be a lot of information that they'll need to know. So hopefully we can use that as baseline and then possibly do a reassessment later on in the school year. And then as far as the second question, are teachers using the Chromebooks over the summer? I am having drop-in sessions where teachers can come in and they can collaborate, and that has been a great success so far. I've had 2 drop-in sessions, so there's been even department teams that have come in and started working on lesson plans together. So I would say that they definitely, as teachers do, are planning over the summer, and for those freshman teachers, the Chromebooks will be a big part of that planning.
So Bridget, as we start to lay the foundation of implementing more classes, right now you're in the library and doing the tech coaching. I know Kristen has talked to me about eventually the goal should be to transition you more towards full-time technology coaching. Do you think that you can do that in a full-time capacity? Is that something that you think the school district will need going forward?
Yes, I absolutely think that, especially in year 1, which is very critical, I think that the teachers will need the support of someone who's available throughout the entire school day. As far as, do I feel like I could do that? Absolutely. It's been an honor, and I'm super excited about this. I'm very enthusiastic, and it's been an adventure, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next year.
Excellent. Let's just
one
bring
thing
this
I'll-
to a close and offer this side of the table if they have any questions. And then anyone else on this side?
The one thing I want to say is that I've been talking to some parents who are freshmen coming in, and they're like, well, I'm going to buy my kid a computer. I go, why are you doing it? You're going to get a computer from us. So I think that that's a key thing in the residency. We're giving you a computer. You're going to pay for it. In 4 years, it's going to be yours. So they were like, oh, I didn't know that. So, you know what I mean? So
They don't read their email.
I know they don't read their
Order
email.
news-
But
order
Which is
newsletter.
why we're doing a video at residency, so that we can ensure all parents have watched a video about the most important information
Okay.
with the initiative.
Ed or Tim?
Just really quickly, who's going to run this student help desk and train them, and is it a sponsor thing, or how you get volunteers?
So at this moment, I think that Mike and I together are still working through that. One of the issues is that it's a 7-period a day student run
Right.
help desk, and as of this moment, my position is not 7 periods a day, so that's where Mike, I'm sure, will probably be stepping in along with
Yeah.
Ryan, which we have talked about a little bit.
Our new hire, Ryan Shadora, will also be helping out on that.
The other thing is, Mike, if you, if all the kids get on YouTube or something, can they bring the system down because of the bandwidth, even though you expand it, or, watch a soccer game or whatever's going on? Is it the concern that we need to have? or
Well, not only do we monitor it, but we also can put in controls.
Okay.
We can block certain websites. We can also control how much of the bandwidth is used for
Okay.
certain things like that. So we have some control over that kind of stuff, and we've put in some other measures to ensure that basically the internet is constantly up.
How about hacking? We you comfortable we have very good protection from?
Yeah,
that?
we have, you know, firewall, antivirus, things like that to be able to protect us in case any of that happens.
And again, we expect to have a glowing report and everything, but if you put together, or the three of you, like, you know, what are the concerns? I mean, are we prepared, like, say the Chromebooks don't work, or the batteries are no good, or, you know, have you kind of thought about what are the kind of weak links are that you'll have to maybe address quickly if things don't continue to run as smooth as possible?
I think by visiting other schools and talking to other schools too, to kind of see where they had issues.
Okay.
I think that's helped us. You know, of course, there's going to be something
Sure.
that we're going to hit that we didn't think of, but I
But
think we got it pretty well
Okay.
covered.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great job.
Good job.